Good day, everyone. So today I'll be sharing to you how to fill out fiance visa form, or it is called by its category I-129f. Okay, so I'm using iPhone, and by this time I will be showing you how I was able to get in to this form. Okay, all you have to do first, allow me to I turn on my Wi-Fi and then go to uscis.gov. So in your browser, type USCIS, then it will appear .gov. Click go, and then click this menu button at the top, at the right top of the page or of your phone. If you're using phone, click the forms, scroll down and find I-129f, or petition for alien fiance, this one. So if you scroll down, you will see two PDF forms. First one is the form itself, the second one will be the instruction. So let's click the form. Okay, by the way, let me just say that what I share today is just based on my experience. I am the beneficiary from Philippines. My petitioner is an American citizen, raised and born in USA. However, I am the one who fill out the form on his behalf because my sponsor is not that fun in paperwork. So what I did, I'll just get his information and then I'll do a lot of research. So allow me to share to you guys so it wouldn't be too hard for you to fill out the form. I will just have to say that what I share now is based on our experience, and we are both single. He has a child, but he was not married before, and me, I was never married. So there could be part of the form that does not apply to you or does not apply to me. Again, based on what I'm going to share, the information is just based on me and my fiance, who are both single. Okay, thank you. So let's begin. And before we start, by the way, you can only apply for a K1 visa, or your petitioner can only file a petition for K1 visa if you guys had met at least once, okay, in span of within 2 years. In our end, we started relationship online 2015. It took 8 years for us to meet. By 2023, we met one time. He came in the Philippines and stayed for 2 weeks in my place. And by 2024, he came November 2023, and by May 2024, we filed a petition. So our NOAA 1 is called Notice of Action 1, is when your fiance's petition, is when your petition will be received by the USCIS. It's called NOAA 1, Notice of Action 1. So our NOAA 1 was by May 10, and then our NOAA 2, or the approval, was after around 4 months, which is September 3. Okay, let's get back to the form. First thing is for the number 1. Okay, this is information about you. For the upper part, card, ID number, A number, blah blah, just leave it blank or as it is. Make sure that your form is the updated one. The updated form expires on March 31st, 2027. Let's start. Part 1, information about you. This is for the U.S. citizen. Okay? Again, U.S. citizen, or what we call sponsor. A, number 1, alien registration number. Since they are a U.S. citizen, they're not an alien, so you will put NA. N/A. Number 2, USIS online account number, also NA. Number 3, US Social Security number, of course. Since he or she is a US citizen, they know their US Social Security number. Okay? So allow me, just forgive me if I cannot share our information for the sake of privacy purpose. And number 4A, tick number 4A. You can put X or choose the blank number 4A. For 4B and 4C, leave it blank. Again, since you're applying for K1 visa, choose 4A. You can put X, meaning you choose, put X inside the box. Let's start with your full name. We are still on page 1. Okay? Page 1, 6A. Full name, family name of the petitioner, given name, and the middle name. Family name, given name, middle name. Okay. For example, the petitioner has no middle name. Just put NA. Don't leave the box open because it might result to RFE. RFE means they will get back to you, but they can approve your petition because there is a missing part of the form. Okay? So you have to be very careful. So again, if there is a part that it doesn't apply to you, just put NA. Let's move. Additional information, other names used. If this applies to you, then put other names used. For our case, it's just NA, 7A, 7B, 7C, NA, NA, NA. Let's go to your mailing address. Your mailing address in care of the name, the complete name of the petitioner. Street number. Okay? Apartment, suite, and floor. If it doesn't apply to you, please don't leave blank, put NA. City or town, then the state. Guys, if you apply or you fill this out online, if you click the form, it is editable. So when you click this arrow down, you will see the states. So in our case, it's California, CA. Okay? Again, if you fill it out this form online, it is editable. But there is part of the form that you cannot put anything. So all you have to do, like what we did, we just print all the form and I let my fiance write them in black pen. Okay? So I'll just tell you what part of the form sometimes that we cannot put for some reason. Zip code is your zip code. Province and postal code in USA does not apply, so put NA, NA. And then country, USA or United States of America. Then there's a question, is your current mailing address the same as your physical address? Then click yes if it is. Okay? Be careful in filling out the form. Don't be rushed, because it might result to more delay if you guys will be under RFE or request for more evidence. Let's proceed to page 2. For page number 2, guys, this is still for the sponsor. So I'll already discuss a while ago how to fill out the physical address. So just put the physical address. If it doesn't apply, put NA. And then for the postal code and province, NA, since it doesn't apply to USA. And then from the time you reside in that area up to the present. Now, physical address 2. What is physical address 2? If there is another address prior to your address. Example, for my fiance, he was in Arizona from January to July. So, for his physical address January to July 2023, we fill out the form May 2024. So meaning before his current address, he was in Arizona. It's a different state. So we also include that. Physical address too, the street number. 11B, also NA because it doesn't apply to us. State, AZ or Arizona. The zip code, province, postal code, still NA. The country, the date from, meaning example phrase and January, and you can, if you cannot remember specifically, you can just estimate, example January 5, 2023, and the last date was July 30, 2023. Okay, let's move to the other side. Guys, actually, it depends because my fiance, he is self-employed. He has a small business, or shall we say contractor. So, just put here the information of his own information, his name, his address, because again, he's not working or connected to a company. However, if you are, make sure you put the right information, the starting of the date. I will not go back to the info about the address. You already know about that. Just focus on, make sure you write it correctly. And then the date you start. If you're still working until now, you put present. Again, if you're still working until now, you put present. And prior to this own business of my fiance, when he was in Arizona, he's working with another company. He's a window cleaner and he's working with a window cleaning company. So just put all the information and your occupation on number 19. Make sure no blank. You will not leave any part blank. Okay? So, let's move to page number 3, 20A. Okay? Employment, where you start the employment and when it ended. Make sure you put the right date because since this is a prior work, then it should have been ended already. Next is other information. Is your petitioner male or female? Click check the box. Put X in the box. Choose the gender. And the date of birth. Make sure it is written in the right month, day, and year. Then the marital status. Single, divorced, widow, married. And the town of birth, the province or state, as well as the country. So it's not that complicated. Let's go to the information of your parents. Guys, I will just share something. In the Philippines, it's kind of complicated for a birth certificate because during the time before my parents were still young, the time they were born, it's not too, like, most of them have no birth certificate. I can remember my grandma, she can't specifically say when did my papa was born. So we're confused when my papa, we need to get his late registration, and we're confused because one of his ID said 1950, the other 1951. And also, my name is Jimenez, started with G as in golf, but for my papa and mama, it's J as in Juliet. So it's kind of complicated, guys. So whatever it is in the document, in your birth certificate, late birth certificate, in your parents' marriage contract, or their birth certificate, follow it. Okay? Why I'm saying this? Because in the future, during the interview, the council will ask information and they will check the document. So you better be honest. Okay? Let's proceed. The family's last name. So again, on my end, it's Jimenez. It would be by, supposedly go by, but there Jimenez is Jar. Jimenez, then the name of my father, his middle name, his birthday. We base his birthday on his late birth certificate. Then his gender, country of birth, and city where we live, and also the country of residence. And the same information goes to parent 2. So we write first the name of my father, followed by, okay guys, I'm sorry, this this part is for the parents of the sponsor. I don't want to confuse you guys, but I'm just saying that because later it will be asking the name of my parents, but this time it's the name of the sponsor. So I'm just saying is, especially here in the Philippines, although you know that it's wrong or whatever you believe it's wrong, as long as it is the one in the document, you have to follow. So this one is for the parents of the sponsor. Okay, so in the USA, their first name, middle name, given name, middle name. For the mother, they have their middle name when they were still single. Okay, so that's it. Then the date of birth, the gender, country of birth, the same information. Now let's move to number 37. Again, as what I've said, we were both single. But if you were previously married as a sponsor, you have to click no. Okay, so let's answer. If you answered yes to item 37, provide the names of each spouse. But on our end, he was single, so we just put NA, 38, A, B, C, and 39, all NA. Again, it depends, so you have to read the question carefully. If it applies to you, then click yes and put the name of the spouse, previous spouse. Now, let's have your citizenship information. On my end, my fiancé is born in US. But if your petitioner became a US citizen through naturalization, or the parents are US citizen, then click the right. Okay? Whatever it is. For 41, have you obtained a certificate of naturalization? Doesn't apply to us, so we click no. Okay, are we good so far? Let's move to certificate number. Certificate number and place of issuance and date of issuance doesn't apply to us, so we put NA, NA, NA. For number 44, 45, up to 47, we just put NA. Again, read carefully because if it applies to you, you have to put the right information. 48, do you have any children under 18? In our case, my fiance's child was 18 by that time. So, it applies to us, so he put yes. And then 49, we put the age of his daughter, which is 17. And 49B is an A. And residence is where the child is currently residing, so we put California and United States of America. Okay, and the upper part is residence 2. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Provide all U.S. states and foreign countries in which you have resided since your 18th birthday. Oh, so this applied today. Today sponsor. So we choose California, and then next is Arizona because he's been only with these two states. He just resides within these two states, California and Arizona. Let's proceed to part 2, information about your beneficiary. This is my time. I am the beneficiary. Okay? So, in our end, as what I've said on the first part of the video, I'm the one who fill out the form. If your sponsor is more comfortable in filling out the form, make sure that you were with the sponsor, or make sure that you guys fill out together if you can, because in our end I was the one who filled it out, but I was calling my fiance video call, so make sure everything is right and confirmed. Or if you will be just the one to do it, your beneficiary is busy, make sure before you file send application petition to the USCIS, make sure you send it first to your beneficiary so he or she can check the information if it's all correct. Part 2, information about your beneficiary. Last name. So again, I am from Philippines, so this only applies to me. I'm sorry. What information I will give you, only the one that applies to me. Family name, Jimenez. My first name, my middle name. For A number, I'll put an A. But later, you will know your A number when you get approved or NOAA of action. It's called NOAA 2, Notice of Action 2. But for that time, since you're still in the process of sending your application or petition, put NA. Social security number, NA. Date of birth, which is your, that is easy to understood. Gender, female. Marital status, single. The town of my birth or city, country of my birth, and my country or citizenship, which is Philippines, country of citizenship. Make sure, guys, whatever you put in the date of birth, town, village, or city, make sure it is uniform or the same with what's the information you have in your Philippine passport. Again, make sure the information that you put is the same with what information you have in your Philippine passport. It's very, very important. Okay? And also with the other information, your birth certificate, SENOMAR, certificate of no marriage, as well as NBI. Other names, I don't have one, so I just put NA, NA, NA. Let's proceed to part 2. This is, give me a moment in here. Part 2, page 5. So this is my address in care of my full name. Street number, so what I put in the street number and name is the porok. In the Philippines, we have sitio or porok mostly, and also my barangay. But if you have the street in your place, if you're based in the city, then put. Then if you have apartment, suite, or floor number, then put. If not, put NA. On my end, it's NA. City of town, I place there my city. And then the state is NA, since we don't have state here. So there's a small box, right? Just put NA. So in this one, if you fill it out online, you cannot click NA. Instead, you just let it printed, and then let your fiance, since he or she will be the one to submit this, write in a pen, black pen, NA. Zip number, and then province, postal code in Philippines is just the same with zip number, and then country. Okay, for the next one, the beneficiary's address history. The same information I put on the upper part, and I'm still residing in this place, so I put present. Okay, and for physical address too, it's been a while, so that I chose not to put any address because I was always in my address. Okay, we used to rent in the city but different places, so I chose NA. So from 14A to 15B, I put NA, NA, and NA, including the state, NA. Again, if it is something that won't appear in the online when you fill it out, just let it be, and then when it will be printed, let your fiance write it through pen. Beneficiary employer 1. So when we filed a US petition, I was still working, so I put the name of my employer. Full name of the employer is the name of the business or company that I had, and then their address. So they have no apartment, suite, or floor, so I put NA. They have a town. Their state is not, they have a state, however, it's not on the list, so I just leave it blank on my end because I'm kind of confused what to put. It doesn't matter, I think, because on our end, they didn't give us RFE. Okay? So, but if ever the place is Philippines, you're working in Philippines, just put NA. Zip code, they don't have zip code, they don't have province, so I put NA. They have a postal code instead, and then their country. My occupation, what was my occupation, as an answering service online, working from home, but yeah. And then when I started 2022, and then I put present because by that time I was still working. For the information number 2, if you have a job prior to that and if you want to put it there, yeah, actually the basis is that you have around 5 years. So example, 2024, and then 2019, 2024, you start working. You just count around 5 years. So on my end, 5 years prior to my work, I can't remember I have a job because it was pandemic. I'm just at home. So I just put NA in everything. Again, if it applies to you, put the information, but if it doesn't, just put NA, don't leave it blank. Then the name of my parents. This is it, the one I told you. My father's name is Jimenez. So although it's J as in jar or Juliet, I still put Juliet. Why? Because it is on his late birth certificate and on their marriage certificate of my mom. Although on my end it's G. So what I did, I just bring other documents like I bring how do you call this one? When you were born and you have a baptismal, something like that. However, during my interview, the consul didn't ask about it, so I didn't mention. If the consul didn't ask about it, you don't need to mention. Just answer what they're asking. Okay, so I think we already know how to fill this out. After your parents' info is the parent number 2, which is your mom. Okay, and then for this name of previous spouse, I don't have one, so I put NA in everything from 35A to 36C, all NA. I'm sorry, 38C. However, in the form, we cannot do something. There's no option that we can write or type for the 35A up to 36. So what we did is, again, just let my fiance print it out, and he was the one who put NA using a black pen. Okay, let's move part to information about your beneficiary. Okay, first one is date authorized, stay expired, something like that. I-9495, guys, for you to have an idea, it's a travel history when you had a travel in USA. But on my end, I don't have, so I put NA. Okay, so if you had a travel, you can just go to the website where you can see the history of your travel info, so you can put it there. Again, only in US travel. And passport number, travel document number, I don't have that, so I put NA. Country, Philippines, and when your passport would expire. And then there's a question on 39. Does your beneficiary has children? So I click no. But if your beneficiary has children, you have to put there, because it's mentioned that there's like a K2 to be followed, meaning a beneficiary has a child, and then these children shall follow them in the US within 1 year. While others, they can bring their children during the time of travel, but it's a different thing, and I don't have much to share about that since it doesn't apply to us. So children of beneficiary, just their name, country, I put NA. So from 40A up to 44H, I put NA. Again, 40A up to 44H, I put NA. Let's proceed. Physical address in the US where your beneficiary intends to live. So the address, this is the address of our sponsor. So I put the address of my sponsor, and then their telephone number, and then also my physical address for 47A. Here it says daytime telephone number. On my end, I just put there NA. And your beneficiary's name and residence. Here, from 49A to 50F, I put all NA. Okay, let's proceed. Is your fiancé related to you? So I put no. Click no. And then next, nature or degree relationship, for example, third cousin, because there are cultures or other places that they can marry a relative, far relative, something like that. So I just put NA, and 53, I click yes. We choose yes. And for number 54, please keep in mind, for number 54, they will ask like attach photo, something like that, like proof. So what I put in number 54 is, please see attached photos included in this filing for proof of meeting in person and proof of relationship. So since I cannot put everything here, I just put please see attached photos, because there will be attached documents called packet where you can have the photos to prove that you guys met. So you just have to put something there, write something there. You can actually type, but it's limited in character, so you can also write. So we put please see attached photos included in this filing for proof of meeting in person and proof of relationship. So I hope it's clear with you guys, but if you have a question, you may leave a comment in the comment box. Did you meet your beneficiary through service of an IMB? No, so we put no. 56 to 57, A and B, all NA. Again, 56 to 57B, all NA. 58 to 61, all NA. 62A, city of town. Be careful in this. This is not your city or town, but the consulate. And we only have one in Manila, Ermita. That's the U.S. Embassy. So you put Manila, Metro Manila. And then country, Philippines. Okay, so here, have you ever been subject to temporary criminal information? We click no. 1, no. 2A, no. 2B, but you have to read carefully if it applies to you. But if not, all no. 2B, 2C, no. For be careful here, note in 3A, B, C, we'll leave it blank. Again, A, B, C on our end, we'll leave it blank. And 44A is no, and 4B is no. There's a big space here, but just put, 4B is NA. Again, if it doesn't apply to you, but it's not a yes or no, then put NA. Here, 5A. Be careful here, type 3. In type of waivers, we don't have that, so leave it blank. For 5A, B, C. Again, leave it blank for A, B, C, but you can check in 5D, not applicable. Beneficiary is the sponsor. I am not a multiple filer. Okay? So, but still, you need to read because it might apply to you. Part 4 is the biographic information of your beneficiary. Number 1. So, we click Hispanic. For number 2, we leave it blank. Doesn't apply. And number 3 is the height. There's a drop down there, so you can just choose, like my end, 5 and 8. 5 feet 8 inches, something like. Weight is in pounds. Color of the eye and the hair color, just choose. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Your petitioner's contact information, your telephone number of your petitioner, and then the mobile number. So in my end, the petitioner's telephone number, mobile, we just put the same info. His email address, make sure this is the active address. One email address for the beneficiary, petitioner, make sure he's using this actively, the same email address, because this is very important, guys, because the USIS will give you an update through text and email. So there's a certain form you have to include in your packet or in your filing, so you can also get electronic update. I will discuss it later, maybe in the next video. Next is petitioner certificate of signature. So you can have your petitioner sign this. Make sure, guys, your petitioner will never forget to sign. Okay, and then the date of, guys, although everything is set but you forgot the date, still it will be RFE. So everything you should double check. So in our end, we submitted it by May 7, and then I think in the signature I let him put May 5, something like that, a day or two, like very near to the submission date. Interpreter's full name, if you didn't use interpreter, since DIY in our end we don't use interpreter, we have it, do it yourself. NA, 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 all NA. Here, NA, 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 all NA. Preparer's full name is the one that prepare. Example, the lawyer, we don't have. So all NA. Again, all NA on our end. But I don't know on you if you want to ask some guidance or interpreter. Preparer signature, NA. Date of signature is NA. Yay! We're done, guys. So, here. It's here. The additional information. What is this? So, example, there is part of the form that you guys, it's not enough. The space is not enough. I hear someone, she got K2, 4 K2s. So, meaning there, if only one child can be written, she can write the rest here. Okay? Again, it depends on your situation or status. Thank you so much, guys, for listening and watching this video. Please leave a comment if you guys have a question. Thank you. And